Hey, it's Dr. Tartt. One of my legacy projects is to improve the quality of relationships within the African American community and the community in general. And one of the things that I realize is that we have to focus on men because we get the least amount of training when it comes to how to make relationships work. We do not have the blessing of seeing our fathers make it work, mothers make it work, stepfathers make it work, or just in the community. We just don't get that training, right? So today we're going to talk about how to man up. Talk about how to man up and be stronger emotionally and not just physically. What if you could be emotionally stronger? That's what we're going to talk about. All right, let's talk about manning up. Like, how do you man up? Like, how do you show pain without falling apart? How do you speak your truth and be vulnerable without having it used against you or feeling like that is a weakness? And how do you become powerful without alienating or hurting other people? All right, and still have peace and still have balance to make family, children, personal health, like all the currencies work. You want time currency, you want finances, you want peace of mind, you want freedom. All right, you want all these, you want peace of mind, you want all these currencies. How do you do that and have healthy masculinity? All right, and then lastly, how do we deal with stress without being silent? All right, because silent may look strong, but really what's happening is that we're breaking down from the inside. So I want to share three things that you can adjust, men. And if you're watching this, ladies, I want you to share this with the men in your lives so that y'all can have a healthy conversation about how to support him. Our brothers, how to support yourself in being as emotionally strong inside as you physically are strong on the outside. So number one, first thing we have to do is we have to stop suppressing emotions. All right, that's called silent suffering, right? Psychology tells us that emotional suppression isn't strength. Instead, it's stress with a silencer on it, right? So studies show that men who suppress actually have higher rates of hypertension, substance abuse, relationship breakdown, depression, heart disease, sleeping too much, weight gain. List goes on and on. Why? Because what we're doing is that we're eating our stress, right? And so keeping it in may support our image and our ego, but it's wrecking our soul and shortening our life. All right, because all this cortisol, which is a stress hormone, is going to our bodies and it's affecting us as a whole. So, man, it's better to express it, right? Why? Because you're able to get distance from it. It's like, let's be honest, it's like going to the bathroom, right? You feel better afterwards, right? You've gotten all the stress out. You got all the things and waste that don't belong in your body, and stress is waste, and we're able to go on. But when it comes to emotions, we keep this stuff in, and it ends up destroying us from the inside. So, man, it's just better to say, hey, I'm under a lot of stress. There's a lot of things going on, so that our body doesn't feel like it's constantly in fight or flight mode. And that's what's happening with a lot of you, my brothers, is that you're keeping it in, and then your shoulders are being tense. You're feeling aggravated. You're feeling upset. You're feeling depressed, and you're using vices or other things to naturally take the stress down. But it's hurting you from the inside. It's better to just express it healthy, get distance from it, and move on to be able to have just a better day. Even though you had stress in the morning, doesn't mean you have to feel stress in the evening. See, you thought that opening up made you weak, and now you realize that keeping it in actually weakens your mind, body, and soul. Number two, man, we need to have emotional intelligence. All right, so modern day masculinity is being like the ultimate handyman, being able to use the right tool for the right situation. So we need to be compassionate when your son is talking about, hey, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing when it comes to school or sports, or if friends accept me. We don't need to lecture him. We don't need to be hard. We need to ask him, like, what do you mean? What's going on? We need to be able to find ways to be able to support him in that endeavor. Right? We need to be compassionate to show that we care versus giving a lecture. And then say you're having an argument with the woman you love, right? Instead of shutting down and getting upset, say you get on my nerves, or get out my face, shut up. That doesn't work. We just simply say, I'm frustrated because I feel disrespected. right? And I need you to be able to at least give me some time to process what you said, or at least get my thought out without you interrupting or offering any advice on what I need to do. You say you want to hear what I have to say, but when I start saying what I need to say, and then you correct it, or you script it, or you try to edit it, that doesn't make me feel hurt. It makes me feel more disrespected. You get what I'm saying? So we bring out different tools. But if you need to tighten someone up, like someone who's out of pocket, you need to go to them with assertiveness, not violence, and say, hey, listen, man, I thought we had a conversation, about who would take lead on the project. And I see these emails going out and they seem to be completely opposite of what we talked about. So if you want to run a play differently, I'm cool with it, but bring it to me directly. See, that's stoicism. That's straight up almost a directive if someone is on your team. But we can be that same man, and we have to be that same man in the same day, right? LeBron James is a great example. He has to be a titan on the floor, right, and be able to diagnose what tools are needed during the basketball game, but he has to come home and be a loving husband, be a loving father to a daughter and two sons, right? Probably have some relationship with nieces and nephews, still run a business meeting, still have people tell him what to do, that who he's put in charge over entertainment and PR and marketing and conditioning, sleep, all those different things. So he has to use so many different tools emotionally. Y'all get it? So, man, it's not just hard or soft. We need to have the right tool for the right moment. And then number 3, something I'm really good at because I've had a lot of practice, not only personally, but also coaching clients, working with clients day to day, is mental resiliency, the ability to reframe pain into power. So resilience is what separates men who break from men who build. What's the difference? It's how you interpret how you interpret pain in your brain, all right? So you can let trauma define you, but others use it as fuel. So for example, you can say, my father wasn't there, so I'll never trust, or I don't know how to be a father or be a husband. You can use that as an excuse. But the reframe is, because my father wasn't there, I know what was missing, so I'm going to actually be a more in tune father to my own kids. Or I'm going to be a better husband to my wife because I see what didn't work and I'm able to do it in a better way for myself. And what does Romans 5 verses 3 through 4 say? We glory in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance, character, and hope. All right, so y'all get it? So, man, strength isn't about how much pain you can hide. It's about how well you can heal. It's about your ability to let out, as if you are a human being, how you feel when you're suffering, so that you can be above the moment. You can be above the stress because you're literally able to get distance from the stress, to have peace of mind. And then you're able to use different tools to be a great husband, a great father, a great businessman, to dominate on the field or dominate in business, but also collaborate in the church, in the community. You become the quintessential modern day masculine man. All right, so I'm excited about it. This is going to be a series. You're going to see me doing more videos like this. And go ahead and send me emails, drtart.com, or DM me on Instagram at Dr. Tartt, and I'll answer your questions live or create a video. All right, man, it's time to man up, and now you know how. Take care. God bless.